Hello everybody, I hope you're all very well and warm. I know it looks like midnight, but it's actually 12 o'clock lunchtime. However, the temperature for the last few days, about 5, 6 days, has been what I classify as harrowing. Yep, so for about a week, it's been harrowing, but the temperature has gone up by about a degree today, so it's positively tropical. However, it's like dark as night. Um, so today I can function for you. I got a bit of everything. I've got cats, plants, snacks, and knickknacks, and a bit of fashion, vintage fashion, and a jewellery. So get yourself comfortable, get yourself tucked up. Here we go. Begonia Coconut's in bed, and I mean seriously, she's in bed under the duvet. So we probably won't get to see her today, but I'll give you a little look at her, giving it the old razzle dazzle in her Christmas Santa hat bed. There, a bit of leg. There, bit of leg. It's nice that you can see a little bit of the reflection of the tree in the camera there. So fairy lights are on. And I'm sitting on that new hot water bottle that I got. I can't tell you what godsend that's been. And yeah, well, I mean, yesterday I went to the flea market and it took about 25 minutes to scrape all the frost and the ice off the car. It was so cold at the flea market, and I'd been so cold for so long in the last few days that I recognised it straight away. I started to feel all kinds of wrong at the flea market, and I realised that it was starting when I couldn't carry the couple of bits that I bought. The first two things, the first two stalls that I got to, I bought something from, and I just couldn't keep them in my bag. I couldn't keep one under my arm. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to go and drop these off like an old lady. So I took them back to the car and then went back to the flea market and did another circuit and had a good laugh, had a good chat. But the whole time I was thinking, oh, you don't feel right, woman. This isn't good. So I got back to the car. I bought a few things in the charity shop as well, which was, I mean, honestly, wait, brace yourself. Beautiful, stunning. So I'm excited to show you those. Sorry, I'm a little bit shaking with this camera because my little mini tripod's broken. The holder, the phone holder, is sort of broken off from the little leg holder. So I'm trying to hold it as still as I can. Yeah, so I got in the car after the flea market and the charity shops in the flea market town. And on the way home, I thought, oh, I'll just stop off to the other two charity shops there, sort of in an industrial estate, and see if there's anything nice in there. Because I was still in the mood, even though I felt a bit peculiar, I was in the mood. And got in the first charity shop, and I was still cold. I mean, you know that kind of cold that gets inside your marrow, inside the marrow of your bones. And the front of my thighs had just been frozen for so long, it made me feel a little bit sick. So in the charity shop, I thought, no, what I need is a good feed. And that feeling when you realise what you need is like, what a relief. Because you're fighting that peculiar feeling, aren't you? You know, that sort of, oh, strange, sort of, oh, I might go over. I don't mean to the other side. I mean, sort of, you know, like, oh, I might fall. And I don't know if anyone will pick me up. So I thought, oh my God, I need a good feed. Right, okay, what am I going to do? So I thought, do I need like a sandwich or a pasty, or do I need a cake? What do I need? And I realised I needed like a full dinner. And in the north of England, people call lunch dinner and they call dinner tea. Well, no, that's if you're from the south anyway. But anyway, so lunch in the north, most of the north, they call dinner. So I thought, oh bloody hell, I need a proper dinner. And it's like lunchtime. It was about 1:30. And I ended up in this massive cafe in this industrial estate, surrounded by construction workers in their sort of high-vis jackets and with their hoods up and their construction hard hats on top of their hoods on their heads inside having their dinner. And I just got like a massive dinner. I got a huge veggie burger and chips with coleslaw in the works. And I just didn't consume it. I inhaled it like it was some sort of intravenous drip. And then just sat there and waited for it to work. And it really did. It was like a cure-all. It was like the greatest anti-venom from some sort of deathly snake bite. And I was trying to understand what they were all saying, all these guys, but I couldn't really figure out what their conversations were about. But I did hear every now and again words I recognised, which were breeds of fish. And I think they were talking about either keeping tropical fish or keeping koi carp or fishing. I don't know. But I heard lots of different kinds of carp. And I think the consensus was that carp is the best. I don't know what it's the best at or for, but that was what they were talking about, all of them. This huge cafe. Oh, it was so warm, and I was so warmed inside, and someone had just put my dinner down in front of me and I just ate it, and that was fabulous. So then I was revived, rejuvenated, and I went back to the charity shops, but I didn't find anything. But then I thought, God, I know what's going to happen tonight when I get home. I'm going to have to seriously, properly revive myself and take care of myself. I'm going to get home. I'm going to get some sweets. I'm going to get into my lovely velour pajamas. I'm going to fill the hot water bottle, get on the sofa, get YouTube on, hot water bottle on me stomach, begonia coconut on the hot water bottle on the stomach, blanket over both of us, and we're just going to fall asleep at like 3 in the afternoon, and we're going to sleep through this and wake up human again. That's exactly what I did. So on the way to get some sweets, where are they? Oh, here they are on my knee. I realised it was after 8s that I needed. And I just trashed them on the sofa. Oh God, it was such a good sleep. Oh, I've got a tangerine. I think that's going to sort of even it out. I went into TK Maxx and I bought something new for the first time. I don't know, in years, probably years, first new clothes in years. And I'm going to save that till later. But my God, you'll be jealous. I promise you. Oh, I know. You can think I'm a hypocrite if you like, but I am never going to take this off. And TK Maxx, I think, is sort of part way between. It's in that sort of no man's land of somewhere between a charity shop and a new shop, isn't it? Because, you know, well, that's my excuse. That's how I'm going to justify it. However, first, right, so much yakking. You can tell that I'm revived. I've had my feed and I've had my sweets and I've had my sleep, my day sleep. You know, oh my God, that feeling when you surrender to a day sleep because your body is screaming out for it and you can't stop it. It's almost like a sort of going under anesthetic, isn't it? Because it's the wrong time of day, but you're physically craving it. You have to have it. And it's all of it, your mind goes in like 2 different directions, doesn't it? When you're just nodding out, when you're just nodding off, like Keith Richards. Oh, paradise. Anyway, right. Stuff. What am I going to start with? I know, fashion. Fashion, what I got. Right, okay. This is the first thing I got. I got 2 vintage waistcoats in the same shop at the same time. This one is St. Michael's, so I reckon it's late 80s, early 90s. It's a black velour stretch front with a sateen back, and it's a strange size because it says it's age 13 to 14, vintage, but the mannequin is a size grown-up woman, 10 to 12. So it's no, I think it's ambiguous. I think it's confusing, that size. So I would say that's more like a 14. possibly even a 16 because there's stretch in the front. But it's got lovely hearts and little paisley shaped applique pieces on the front, little sort of velour bits with embroidery. And look at those gorgeous heart-shaped plastic buttons. I think it's fabulous. Not enough to keep it, it's for sale. I've been selling a few pieces. I just did like a big splurge of listing all week because sometimes it gets, overwhelming and I've just got to get rid of stuff. Not very often. I already regret selling some stuff, but thankfully I've found some stuff this week which sort of replaces some of the things I've sold. Great. If I can keep doing that for the rest of my life, just like, keep it going out and coming in and not just going out and not just coming in, I think that'll be a good life. So I got that. That's lovely. That's for sale. That's listed. I think it's £19. I think that's fair. God, it's getting darker. I've got the top light on and the big light. Sorry. Just have to pretend that it's some sort of romantic log cabin. George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley are going to turn up knocking on the door in a minute now and have like a big spread and then a little sing-song. This one, don't know if it's from the same person, but it's a gorgeous, very thick. I think I'm calling this deep 80s. If you follow me on Instagram, I put a little photograph of it up there. It's sort of like that. It's slightly sort of overlooked style that was going on in the 80s, maybe the 90s, I reckon 80s, late 80s. And it's very sort of Victorian smoking waistcoat style, but it's for a woman, and the brand is Wayward by Influence. And I think it is Influence as in, the company Influence that was part of that whole sort of CNA scene in the 80s and the 90s, like Chelsea Girl, that type of thing. What did Influence? Were they in Clockhouse in CNA? I think they're still going as a name brand, but I don't know if it's the same company or, because they keep being bought and sold, don't they? So this one is absolutely gorgeous. It's so Christmassy and festive, but wait a minute. If you think the front is nice, wait, you clock the back. Sorry, madam. Let me just show you. Don't fall. Thank you. Oh, look at that. It's got applique, it's got embroidery, it's got gems on it. Oops, sorry, I pressed stop by accident because I'm holding the camera by the top and the bottom. What was I saying? Yes, it's got applique, embroidery, and it's got gemstones on it. Solid plastic gemstones. And look at that, look at the plush. It's very thick. Yeah, I really love it. Oh, I just think it's so gorgeous and so unusual. There we go, there's the label. Wayward by Influence. Okay, so that's that. Right, okay, I'll show you what I got in the flea market next. First stall I stopped at when I got there. It's a strange stall. I'm not sure if it's the same guys every time, but I never remember what they look like. They're so sort of, I don't know, they're just sort of, I don't know if it's the same group of men who share a stall, but I don't know them by face or by name. I don't know. They might be the same people. But I always seem to find a strange little thing, a little oddity that is like so meaningful or life-changing. It's the same stall that I found the surprise Ophelia the cat painting on that wasn't there when I went in or went round but was there on the way out. Yeah, it's them. Anyway, I don't know who they are. But I saw this little tin. Oh my God! Do you remember these? I had these when I was a child, probably about 6 or 7, and I was obsessed with them. Obviously, I was just born this way. I haven't changed. I look the same. I've got the same hairstyle. I'm the same person. I do all the same things that I've done since I can remember being in existence. There there has been a very, very slight evolution of character and personality. But look, these little vintage miniature bottles. What's that one got on the front? I wonder if they're supposed to be plums. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it myself and it's supposed to be showing you. So it's that. Excuse me. Little green one, like a bell. Honestly, I don't know how I got them as a child. And this one, look at that one. That's like a proper Arabian ointment, rich perfume oil. That should go in there. It's got no stopper, but never mind. And a little blue one, like a little barrel. Oh. And this one, like a snake oil. Oh, it's got someone on the front. Is that Shakespeare? I don't know. Maybe it's a lady. I can't read it. Another blue one. It's got, look, that looks like a jumping horse, trotting horse, horse hog or something like that. Oh, horseshoe it says. And I don't know, there's just a couple of bits of tat in there, a couple of bits of crap, nothing. I don't know what that is. Porsche Prize, Land Shuttle Bay. But do you remember those bottles? Did you have them as a child? And as I paid for them, they were £3 for the tin for all of them. And I put the lid on and I turned to leave, and there was a lady kind of looking at them and smiling like she knew. She must have had them as well, because she just had that look on her face that I must have had on my face. And I said, oh my God, I had these as a child. And she said something. I said, I'm going to fill them with curses. And her face changed at that point. I don't think that's what she was thinking. She put in them. And then she disappeared very quickly. So yeah, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I just have to say, obviously, you know, if you were looking forward to a narrated short story last Sunday, soz. Oh, they are far more challenging to write than I just talk about. I'm sorry, it's not going to be this Sunday, I don't think, but it will be worth the wait, I promise. I will definitely have it finished before Christmas. I might not. Right, okay. So I'm sorry about the short story, but it's coming and it's worth it. Stick with me. Stay with me, children. So, yeah. They'll be featured in some sort of magic moment in a short story at some point along the way. I wonder if I should put them like that, because I'll probably knock them over. Oh yeah, and I had the quick look on eBay. I didn't look at them properly or at any sold figures, but there was like 3 or 4 of them listed for about 40 quid. Can't be right. Wishful thinking, I don't know. Or if they are worth that, I don't know. What else did I get? Yeah, I went on to the next stall, and it was a couple of guys. One's a really nice guy. He's sort of like a bit of a hippie, but cool. He's like a sort of trendy hippie, but a nice guy, like a genuine, but probably wore a waistcoat like this, like a proper old school, nuts and May type guy. Lovely he is, but he had somebody else with him. He was an absolute asshole. But I just let that slide because, bear with me. I found someone. Do you remember this? Do you remember Ghost Cat? With the sad eyes? With the strange eyes? I found someone who could truly look at Ghost Cat in the eyes. Oh. Honestly, look at those two. Have you ever seen a more well-suited pair of best friends in your life? It's a tapestry sort of. No, it's like one of those wool cross-stitch things, you know, one of those kits but I reckon 70s. Yeah, 70s. But look, it was 50p. It's got acorns and everything. I've got a story about an owl in it but that's for another day. Jesus, I was like, honestly, I can't even go there. What else did I get? Yep, on the same place, same stall. I got one of these things, and it's one of those little knick-knack holders that go on the wall. You can hang out the wall, and you can put your little thimbles and bits of ephemera in there, but it was absolutely filthy. But what I'm going to do, it's got like mirrors in it on the back. I'm going to leave it flat, but I'm just going to put brooches and rings and necklaces in there to keep them separate. Yeah, and I'm going to paint the top, probably spray it gold, but I'm going to put it down because it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit mad. So I got that because it was 50p. I also got a scarf, but I think I might have left it in the car. It wasn't anything exciting. It just had a leopard on it, and it was acrylic, but it was just a leopard scarf, so I didn't want to leave it there. I also got 2 empty, sort of like lacquered earring boxes or cuffling boxes from a regular guy that I buy from. Just like that. They're both like that inside. Immaculate. Obviously new. Probably didn't have anything valuable in, but I will put something treasured in there. I just thought they were nice to take that off. They're nice. They're like a lovely rich dark honey mahogany colour. From the same guy, the guy that has the big piles of clothes. I got a little crossbody bag. It's still got the plastic on the little tag there. It's Colette by Colette Heyman, established 2010, and it's a gorgeous rich red velour crossbody bag with a gold chain, and I picked it up and put it down about 4 times, and so did everybody else, but it was before I realised that I was going to have a turn if I didn't get a good feed. So it was actually part of the reasons why I thought I didn't know what I was doing. Couldn't concentrate and couldn't make a decision. Picking things up and putting things down, and it just kind of being a bit, oh, what's going on? So I just bought it. It was £1. It's brand new, unused, without tags, and I'll use it as my crossbody bag. Lovely. Right. Begonia is desperate to go outside and to eat some grass and some plants, but every time I open the French doors for her, it's Baltic outside, so she just kind of goes and then runs back in and gets under the covers. So I bought her a munchable spider plant. She went straight for it. She had a little munch, but it's not her dream plant for eating, but I got it for her, and hopefully it will get her through the winter. So I got that. It's a little spider type plant, and I got these 2 vintage necklaces in a charity shop from the town that I go to the flea market at. And I just want to say, I also spilt my plant in the bag, and most of it went in my bread. But I got these, and I swear they are the best preserved quality of Napier and coral necklaces that I have ever found. They are mint. I just couldn't believe it, and it was when I was in need of feed. It was like, oh, thank you, universe. they must have known, the universe must have known that I had sold some things that I love, some Napier and some Trifari, and just went, here you go, you'll be needing these. They were $2.50 each, and they are going straight into the collection. And yes, I did go round and round and round and round and round just to make sure that all the pearls were there. And yes, of course, when I got home, there's one missing. It's just like it has to happen. I don't understand. It's just one of the mysteries of thrifting. I don't know. And to be honest, it looks like there was never a stone there, because look. So I've been on the internet and I've been on eBay and I've looked to see if you can buy these replacements, and I think you can. I think I can buy like a packet of 20 or something. I don't know, I think they're about £6 or £7, and hopefully I'll be able to replace one, or I can just enjoy a little bit of fun, hoping that at some point I come across one with loads missing, but one or two that are in good enough quality that I can harvest to replace that one missing. But what I might have to do is work it into a story. I don't know. But my God, this one is Napier. I'm just looking for the catch. Bear with. I don't want to turn the camera off because it's on its last legs and I'm always thinking it will never come back on again. And you see, it's saying there, Napier. Trust me. And isn't that absolutely stunning? It's like it was made yesterday. And I also got this one. This one is by Coro. And again, same quality. Had to come from the same woman. And I'll put it on the other one. There we are. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I think this one is my favourite, to be honest. I don't know though. This one is just so stylish. I genuinely believe, I don't think I've ever found these style of necklaces by these brands in this kind of condition before. They're like box fresh. Amazing. And this one has definitely got all its little full pearls. Beautiful. So those are going into my collection. Those are not for sale. And oh, look. They'll no doubt be part of a character's DNA at some point in the future. Thank you very much. Okay, I thought I'd also show you some things that I've selected from my collection that I've put up for sale on eBay or Vinted. I'll show you them just before I change my mind and take them down again. So if you, if you like them and you'd like to buy them, please be quick. But I don't think anyone here who is in my bamboo lounge is in the same country as me. Or if they are, they're also sellers. So it's just for showing, really. Right, there we are. This is a job lot. It's sold as a whole set, and they're all from the 50s to the 80s, I think. All vintage, and none of them are branded. There's no tags or signatures, but they're in that sort of Pierre Cardin sort of slightly sort of coral Jafari style, but they're not. So there's a lovely little pale blue, sort of like a sky blue and clear crystal one. There's a little Sarah Coventry style one with the diamantes, a nice little quite a chic dark blue and crystal one like that, which is slightly Avonish. This one's got a little bow on the tag, and I don't know if that is a company, but that's the cold painted style, where they put a sort of like it replicates enamel, but it's painted on, and that's got a lavender and a sort of a pinky colour. And this one probably is my favourite out of all of these. This is the Pierre Cardin style. It's not. And yeah, they're all chokers, and that's you're sorted for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. The weekend you can go mad. So that's them. Okay, these are a lot. A set of 3 pairs. I think these are vintage 80s. I think they may be revival, 80s revival. And they're the huggy ones, you know, the huggers. So that bit goes through the ear and that sits on the front of the lobe, and this part comes round under the lobe. So that sort of goes, your ear goes through the middle. You know what I mean? And I think these are also 80s revival in a lovely sort of teal turquoise colour hoop. That's one lot. These are listed, I believe these are vintage. They have a very vintage feel. I'm convinced, although, you know, I could be wrong. I mean, it's hard to believe I could be wrong, but I could be. It's going to happen to the best of us. But these are lovely sort of puff heart ones. They're not empty. There's 2 pressed metal hearts put together, and I think they're absolutely fabulous. I'm very squeamish, so I've never ever considered having my ears pierced, which is really the reason I'm selling them. And I don't even wear clip-ons, I just like to hoard them. However, these are too nice to keep. I just thought they were fabulous. They're huge and they're cool. Oh, the good stuff. Seriously, mouth-watering, all branded, high-end, vintage dreams. These are gold and black enamel Bergdorf Goodman, vintage, I think 70s clip-ons, stamped BG, Bergdorf Goodman, high-end department store, New York. Oh, these are Swarovski. They're marked SAL, Sal, and that means that they are Swarovski from, I think, from memory, but check, from like between 1977 and 89, I think, around about there. Loads of Swarovski crystals, probably gold plated, but I haven't put that in a listing. They are for sale. And gold and black enamel clip-ons. Quality, my friends. These are, I've forgotten, I think they are, yep, Napier. Little faux pearl screw back drops, very bridal, perfect for a wedding or, you know, the supermarket. These are by Ciro, and I don't know if you pronounce that Thro or Zero or Ciro, but it's Ciro. And they are clip-ons, and I think this is glass, the cabochon, but it's like a sort of liquid honey. Very, very high domed cabochon stone there. Smooth as glass. Don't know what else it could be. Oh, they're gorgeous. They're so stylish, very sophisticated. Big pair of Monet shells with a sort of a press back. It doesn't have any spring in it, so you squeeze it together. Squeeze like that. Very strong. Amazing condition. I sold a huge pair of big swirly shell Monet earrings, and I'm already mourning their loss. And these are Crown Tafari. They've got a little bit of damage, so they're priced extremely competitively. You can't see when you're wearing them, but this one's just got a little bit of a squish on there. You'd never know. So these could be just like really nice, everyday Crown Tafari earrings that don't break the bank, and you wouldn't worry about losing one. Don't say it. So yeah, they're them. Next, and it's honestly, it's so dark. I hope this is coming out. I don't know what you can see, but I hope you can stick with me. Right, these ones are faux tortoiseshell. The brand is made in Italy, which I know it sounds like it's not a brand, but it is. And they are, I think they're probably 60s or 70s. Clip-on, brass back with a plastic faux tortoiseshell big statement front. These ones are, I believe they're Afghan or Afghan style. Some lovely fringing there. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's lapis or anything like that. I think it's like a fake semi-precious stone that they put in there, because they're not artisan. They're sort of not mass-produced either, somewhere in between, but they're beautiful. This is a collection. These are for sale together. Lovely, a pair of heart-shaped drops, some sort of deco revival with like a green, lovely, luscious cabochon in the center there. I think they may be Avon. One's got an Avon back and one's got a plain back, so I don't know which one is a replacement, but they're like a lovely drop, full pearl pair. Nice little swirl, like a Chelsea bun, and it's sort of a mocha colour, classic 80s, yeah, you know, like sort of Melanie Griffin working girl style. They're lovely. That's that 5. Then I've also got this vintage set of 4. My favourite, I don't know if I might suddenly take those down from listing, but these are coffee bean ones, vintage clip-on coffee bean gold tone earrings, unbranded, gorgeous, lovely pair of sort of wreaths clip-on. I call these cherry buns with little 4 pearls on the top, and a sort of a copper, slightly mid-century-esque, but also a classical Roman wreath style, all clip-ons. That's a collection. Okay, 70s, 80s. These, I find these confusing because I don't think these would be made now. They're very nice quality. They're also clip-on backs. So I've just got a feeling that they're possibly vintage poinsettia style. I can never say that. Poinsettia. You know, those Christmas sacrificial plants that we all get. That have a lifespan of about 45 minutes. As long as it takes to get them from the supermarket to home, that's how long they live. So yeah, these are gorgeous though. They've got a lovely cobalt blue back and poinsettia style flowers there as well. And I don't know, I'm confused, but they are listed. And these I absolutely adore. I put these in the same category as this waistcoat, that sort of lost deep 80s style. Look, do you remember everyone had a sort of a duvet cover with this effect? It had that print with a gold overlay of geometric shapes. I had a green one. Oh, and it was polycotton. And I never, ever, ever bought polycotton duvets again. But they're absolutely gorgeous. Proper 80s. Definitely vintage. They're listed. And these, oh my god, I love these so much. Do you remember I got that mesh bib necklace and lost my tiny mind over it? I still keep opening the drawer that I put it in and just touching it, and it's like, love you. I love you so much. Are you comfortable? Are you warm enough? And these, I'm convinced, are vintage. Well, I'm certain of it. And they're like a puffball pebble mesh. I've seen a few listed under different terms, but so that's the mesh on the back, but it's got like a pebble effect on the front. Look, vintage. I would say 70s or 80s. If they were clip-on, or if they were convertible to clip-on, I'd never sell them, I'd never part with them, but they're not. They're full pierced. And you wouldn't see that at the back when you're wearing them. They're just amazing. I just think they're fantastic. Look at that. Oh, I love them so much. So that's it. And I know I keep saying, banging on about it. Honestly, I'm not a reseller. I'm just a normal person who sells a few bits like normal people used to do on eBay and on Vinted now. But Vinted is just for England. eBay, it's got the ferocious global shipping fees if you're overseas. So I just show you these to show you stuff and because we all love the same things, and I love showing you, and I love having it, I love sharing it. But I do change my mind like the wind. So if you see something that I've listed on eBay and you want to buy it, I'm sorry, sometimes I change my mind and I delist it, which I know can be disappointing. But if I suddenly think that I can't live without it, down it comes. So I'm not saying get in there quick, because even if there's a bid on it, I can still take it down. And I just apologize for that. I'm a very unprofessional seller. But yeah, that's that. So that's the end of the jewellery haul and the flea market haul. But as promised, I have got the pièce de résistance. And I make no apologies, really, genuinely, that it's a new thing, because when you see it, you'll forgive me. Bear with me one moment. I do believe I have in my possession the greatest Christmas jumper that has ever been made in the world, ever, and will ever be made, ever. I think it's amazing. And I only took it off to film it. Bought it last night on the way back from the flea market after having a feed before return. It might have saved my life, to be honest. This might be the jumper what saved my life. I'm going to put it on, and I'm not going to take it off till June. It's even got. But what might happen is that gets prized open with a pair of pliers or a pair of scissors or a kitchen knife, and the little bit inside gets removed and dispensed with, and then squeezed back up again because you're having a laugh. But seriously, look at it. It's incredible. The brand is Blizzard Bay, and they're on the internet. I got this in TK Maxx. It was $24.99. I make no apologies for it. It might be fast fashion, however, it's going on my very slow body, and it's staying there. Look! Oh my God, it's genius. It's absolute work of art. So there we go. And yeah, thank you very much for staying with me in the middle of the night. It's about 2 o'clock, 2:30. Seriously, wild. Thank you. If you enjoyed everything, as usual, please, I would be very grateful if you'd give me a thumbs up, and if you would subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Begonia, it's just absolute silent. The house is silent. She is out. She's under the duvet. Probably won't come down till about 6 o'clock when it's dinner time. So sorry about that. Hopefully I'll get a bit of begonia for you next week. Making no promises. But I've made up for it, I think, with this jumper. So that's it. Have a fantastic week. Stay nice and safe. Stay nice and warm. I hope you find some amazing, life-changing, heartwarming treasures. And a goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, there's got to be one left. There's always one left.